What if I told you that worry, the constant noise in your mind, the fear of what might happen, and the endless cycle of doubt is nothing but an illusion? Worry feels so real because it's tied to our deepest fears and insecurities. But Carl Jung believed it was a trick of the mind. Worry distracts you, keeping you locked in cycles of fear instead of living freely in the present moment. But it doesn't have to be this way. Jung's teachings reveal how to break free from worry, not temporarily, but forever. This isn't about quick fixes or shallow advice. It's about diving deep into your inner world, understanding the roots of your anxiety, and transforming how you experience life. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know why worry is an illusion, but you'll also discover how to free yourself from its grip and reclaim a sense of peace and trust that can change your life. Worry often feels like a form of preparation, like your mind is trying to protect you from potential harm by anticipating every possible outcome. But Jung showed us that this endless thinking doesn't actually solve anything. Instead, it creates an illusion of control. You feel like you're doing something, but in reality, you're stuck in a loop, replaying fears and doubts that don't bring clarity or resolution. Worry is a thief. It robs you of your energy, your focus, and your ability to truly live in the moment. The first step to letting go is recognizing that worry is not helping you, it's holding you back. Jung's idea of shadow work is key to understanding why worry has such a powerful grip on us. The shadow represents the parts of ourselves we suppress or deny, the fears, insecurities, and emotions we'd rather not face. These hidden aspects don't disappear just because we ignore them. They show up in other ways, like worry. Worry is often a signal that something in your shadow is asking for attention. It might be a fear you haven't addressed, a wound you haven't healed, or a truth you're avoiding. By bringing these hidden parts into the light, you take away their power. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable. Think about how often worry keeps you stuck in the future, imagining worst-case scenarios that may never happen. Jung believed that this fixation on the future disconnects you from the present moment where life is actually happening. The mind loves to create stories, and worry thrives on these imagined narratives. But none of them are real. They're just possibilities your mind has created. When you step back and observe these thoughts, you realize they're not truths, they're just ideas. This realization alone can begin to dissolve the hold worry has on you. Jung's concept of synchronicity, or meaningful coincidences, reminds us that life often unfolds in ways we can't predict. Worry blocks us from noticing these subtle but powerful moments. When you're caught up in fear and doubt, you're so focused on what might go wrong that you miss the signs pointing you in the right direction. Letting go of worry doesn't mean being passive. It means being open to the flow of life. Trusting synchronicity allows you to see that the universe is always guiding you, even when things feel uncertain. Trust is a recurring theme in Jung's teachings, and it's the foundation for letting go of worry. When you don't trust yourself or the world around you, your mind works overtime, trying to predict and control everything to create a sense of safety. But true safety doesn't come from control, it comes from trust. Trusting yourself means knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about meeting them with confidence and grace. Trusting the universe means understanding that even when things don't go as planned, they're unfolding as they're meant to. The process of individuation, or becoming your true self, is another powerful tool for breaking free from worry. Worry often arises when you're out of alignment with who you are. You might be living according to someone else's expectations, or trying to fit into a mold that doesn't reflect your true nature. Individuation is about shading these external layers and reconnecting with your authentic self. When you live in alignment with your values and purpose, worry loses its grip because you're no longer trying to be someone you're not. Worry thrives on resistance, resistance to uncertainty, resistance to change, resistance to the unknown. But resistance only creates tension. The more you resist, the more stuck you feel. Jung believed that the key to freedom is surrender, not giving up, but letting go of the need to control. Surrender is about accepting what is without judgment or attachment. When you stop fighting against life, you create space for growth and transformation. You move from a state of fear to a state of flow, where solutions arise naturally. Letting go of worry doesn't mean ignoring your challenges or pretending everything is fine. It means changing your relationship with uncertainty. Instead of seeing it as something to fear, you see it as a space of possibility. Uncertainty is where creativity lives, where new opportunities arise, and where growth happens. When you embrace uncertainty, you free yourself from the limitations of worry. You stop trying to predict the future and start living fully in the present. Jung's teachings remind us that the answers we seek are already within us. Worry keeps us looking outward, searching for solutions in the external world. But true peace comes from looking inward, from connecting with the silent, steady presence that has always been there. This is the part of you that knows you're more than your fears, more than your doubts, and more than the stories your mind creates. When you connect with this part of yourself, worry loses its power, and you reclaim your freedom. Letting go of worry isn't a one-time event, it's a practice. There will be moments when worry creeps back in, and that's okay. The key is to notice it without judgment and gently guide yourself back to trust, presence, and alignment. Each time you do this, you strengthen your ability to let go. Over time, you'll find that worry no longer controls your life. Instead, you live from a place of peace, clarity, and trust, guided by the timeless wisdom that Jung so brilliantly illuminated. The feeling of worry often comes from a belief that something is missing, that you're not enough, that life isn't enough, or that something essential might slip through your fingers. Jung believed this fear stems from a disconnection from your deeper self. Worry is like a fog that clouds your ability to see the completeness that's already within you. When you let go of the idea that something is missing, the fog lifts, and you realize that nothing essential can ever truly be lost. This shift in perspective dissolves the fear that fuels worry and replaces it with a sense of wholeness and calm. The mind is a powerful storyteller, spinning endless narratives about what could go wrong. But these stories are just that, stories, not truths. Jung taught that these mental projections are often reflections of unhealed parts of ourselves. For example, if you worry about being rejected, it may be because a part of you has not yet healed from past experiences of rejection. By acknowledging and healing these parts, you take away their power to influence your present. The stories begin to lose their grip, and you see them for what they are, temporary and changeable. Worry often creates a false sense of time. It convinces you that the future holds all the answers, or that the past defines who you are. Jung believed that this fixation on time disconnects you from the eternal now, the only moment where life truly exists. Imagine carrying a heavy bag filled with thoughts about the future and regrets about the past. When you connect with the present moment, it's like putting that bag down and feeling the lightness of simply being. The present doesn't demand anything of you. It simply invites you to experience life as it is. Jung's idea of the collective unconscious offers a fascinating insight into why worry feels so universal. He believed that certain fears and patterns of thinking are not just personal, but shared across humanity. Worry, in this sense, is a shared human experience, a part of the collective cycle. Recognizing this can be freeing because it reminds you that you're not alone. The thoughts that trouble you are not unique to you. They're part of a larger human story. This awareness allows you to approach your worries with compassion rather than judgment. The act of surrender is central to Jung's teachings. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing your grip on what you cannot control. Imagine trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away. Worry is like that. It thrives on your attempts to control the uncontrollable. When you surrender, you let go of the need to micromanage life, and instead trust its natural flow. This doesn't make you passive, it makes you adaptable, allowing you to respond to life's challenges with clarity and grace. Jung emphasized the importance of symbols and dreams as gateways to deeper understanding. Often, worry arises because your conscious mind is out of sync with your unconscious. Dreams, symbols, and even recurring thoughts are the unconscious mind's way of communicating with you. Instead of ignoring or suppressing these signals, Jung encouraged exploring them with curiosity. What is the deeper message behind your worries? Sometimes a recurring worry is pointing to an unmet need or misalignment in your life. By listening to these messages, you can address the root cause of your anxiety rather than just its symptoms. The relationship between worry and identity is profound. Worry often arises from a fear of losing a part of your identity, your role, your reputation, or your sense of self. Jung's process of individuation helps you see that your true self is not tied to these external markers. You are not your job, your relationships, or your achievements. These are aspects of your life, but they are not your essence. When you let go of identifying with these roles, worry about losing them diminishes. You realize that your true self cannot be taken away, no matter what happens. Jung believed that the ego often tries to protect itself by clinging to certainty, even if that certainty comes in the form of worry. The ego fears the unknown because it sees it as a threat to its sense of control. But the unknown is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. The most transformative experiences in life come from stepping into the unknown with trust. Worry tries to keep you safe by keeping you small. But Jung's teachings remind us that growth happens when we move beyond the comfort zone of what we know. The connection between worry and relationships is another area Jung explored. Worry often arises in the context of others, worrying about what they think, how they'll respond, or whether you'll meet their expectations. Jung encouraged looking beyond these surface-level concerns to see the deeper dynamics at play. Are your worries about others a reflection of your own fears of inadequacy or rejection? By addressing these inner fears, you free yourself from the need for external validation and create healthier, more authentic relationships. Ultimately, Jung's teachings bring us back to the power of presence. Worry is a distraction from the present moment, pulling you into imagined futures or unchangeable pasts. The silent observer within you is the antidote to this distraction. It watches your thoughts and emotions without getting entangled in them. The more you connect with this observer, the more you realize that worry is just a passing cloud. It may seem overwhelming, but it can never touch the stillness of the sky within you. This awareness transforms not just how you deal with worry, but how you experience life itself. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to keep this journey going. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.